my dear students. I welcome you all for the revision video class. Today I am going to teach you Civics Chapter 4 Key Elements of a Democratic Government. In previous chapter we discussed about what is government, then levels of government and laws and the government. At last, we discussed about the types of government. In this chapter, we will discuss about the working of a democratic government. It may include people participation and the resolution of conflict, and at last, equality and justice. Okay, children, we'll get into the topic. At first, we will discuss about the races in South Africa. South Africa is a country of several races. It includes African American people who belong to South Africa, the whites who came there to settle, and the Indians who came as laborers and traders and so on. Three kind of people are there. Who are they? First, the people who belong to South Africa, that is Afro-American, then white came there to settle, then Indians who came as laborers and traders and so on. Okay. Earlier, the country was governed by apartheid laws. Okay students, what is mean by apartheid? Apartheid is nothing but the separation. On the basis of what? Yes, on the basis of races. African people were divided into white, then African American, then Indian and other races. According to the law, these races were not allowed to mingle with each other. Only they can live near each other or even use the common facilities. The African National Congress, a group of people, led the struggle against the apartheid, and their most well-known leader, Nelson Mandela, fought for the apartheid system for several years. Do you know that, children? Finally, they succeeded in the year 1994. Then, South Africa became a democratic country in which people of all the races were considered to be equal. Okay children, once again I will repeat, just listen carefully. South Africa is a country of several races. Includes African American people who belong to South Africa, then white who came there to settle, then the Indians who came as laborers, traders and so on. Earlier, the country was governed by apartheid laws. Okay students, what does mean by apartheid? Yes, apartheid means separation on the basis of what? On the basis of race. African people were divided into, what are the types? First white, then Afro-American, then Indian, at last different types of races. According to the law, these races are not allowed to mingle to each other. They can live each other, but they cannot mingle to each other. They use some common facilities. The African National Congress, a group of people, led the struggle against the apartheid. Their most well-known leader, who is the leader? Yes, Nelson Mandela, fought the apartheid system for several years. Finally, they succeeded in the year of what? Yes, in the year of 1994. Then only South Africa became a democratic country in which all the people in any races, the people may be in any races, were considered to be equal. Okay children, so far I am telling races. What is mean by races? Races is nothing but a group of human according to the physical characteristics. Mainly it is based on the visual traits such as skin, color, then facial features and type of hair. Once again I will tell what is meant by races. Races are also called as racial groups. It refers the dividing of human species according to the physical characteristics. The racial types are mainly based on what? Visual traits such as skin, color, then facial features and type of hair. Okay children, we'll move on to next topic. Next one is participation. Okay children, why do we have regular elections? It was already discussed in the previous chapter. People make decisions in a democracy. That's why we have regular elections, isn't it? People elect leaders to represent via elections. People only elect leaders to represent them via what? Elections. These leaders can also take decisions on the behalf of people. Yes. It is believed that these representatives will keep in mind the voices and the interest of the people. Every government is elected for a fixed period. In India, it is for how many years? Yes, 5 years. And every government is elected to allow us to stay in the power of the particular period, that is 5 years. If they want to continue be in power, then they will have to be re-elected by the people. In this way, regular elections limit, that is the power of the government. Are you clear children? Or you understand? Once again I will repeat, why do we conduct regular elections? People make decisions in a democracy, then only people elect the leaders to represent them via elections. These leaders can also take decisions on the behalf of the people. It is believed that these representatives will keep in mind the voices and the interest of the people. Every government is elected for a particular period, isn't it? That particular period for India is for 5 years. Every government want to continue the power means then they will have to re-elect by the people. Okay students, why I am telling about the participation? Yes, it is the democratic government. Democratic government is nothing but to all of us. You want to know about the participation, then what are the other ways to participate in elections? Okay. At first we discussed about the races, racial discrimination. That South Africa is a country of several races, including the African American people who belongs to South Africa. Then white came there to settle. Then the Indians who came as to laborers, then traders and so on. Earlier the country was governed by apartheid laws. What does mean by apartheid? As apartheid means the separation on the basis of race. Then African people again divided into white, then Afro-American, then Indian and other races. According to the law, these races are not to they are not allowed to mingle each other. They live near each other. Then even they use the common facilities. Then the African National Congress, a group of people led the struggle against the apartheid, that separation on the basis of races. Then the African National Congress, a group of people led the struggle against the apartheid. They fought for them. The famous leader, the well-known leader also fought for the apartheid system for several years. Who is that? Yes, Nelson Mandela fought the apartheid system for several years. Then finally they succeeded in the year of 1994. Then only the South Africa became a democratic country in which all the people in the different races were considered to be equal. Then next one is participation. What is meant by participation? Participation is nothing but we discussed about the regular elections. Why do we have regular elections? In that only people have to make the decisions in a democracy. People elect the leaders to represent them via elections. These leaders also can take the decisions on the behalf of people. It is believed that these representatives will be kept in mind the interest of the people. Then every government for a fixed period. Every government is elected for a fixed period. In India, it is for how many years? Yes, 5 years. And every government is elected to allow to stay power for only their period, that 5 years. They want to continue the power means they have to re-elected by the people. They want to continue means they want to re-elect by the people. In this way the regular limits are followed. Okay children, next we will discuss other ways of participating. Elections are held once in every 5 years. Besides voting, people can participate in the process of government by taking an interest in its operations and criticizing it when required. For example, in August 2005, when the ruling government of the time increased the money people had to pay for the electricity, they expressed their disapproval very sharply by taking out rallies and organizing a signature campaign. Even though the government tried to explain and defend their decision, they finally listened the people's opinion and withdraw the increase. If a country's people are alert and interested in how the country is run, the democratic character of the government of that country will be stronger. So the next time we see the rally winding through the streets of our cities and towns and villages, we should pause to find out what the rally is about, who is participating in it, and what they are protesting about. This will help to give us a sense of government works. While it is true that democracy allows the people to participate, it is not all the sections of people who are actually able to do so. Finding another ways to participate, people organize themselves into the social movements that seek to challenge the government and its functioning. Members of the minority community like the Dalit, then Adivasis and women and other often participates in this manner. If the people of a country are alert and interested in how the country is run, and the democratic characters of the government is expected to be stronger. Do you understand, children? What are the other ways of participating? Yes, first one is elections are held once in 5 years. Besides voting, people can participate in the process of what? In the process of the government by taking an interest in its operation and criticizing it when required. Already we discussed one example now. In August 2005, when ruling the government of the time increased the money of the people had to pay the what? Yes, pay the electricity. That time they expressed their disapproval by taking out the rallies, then organizing signature campaigns and so on. Even though the government tried to explain, but the people defend their decision, finally listen to the people opinion and withdraw the increasing process. Are you clear, children? We'll move on to next topic. Next one is need to resolve conflict. Okay, children, in that it is seen that conflicts can lead to violence and death. When group decides that is all right to use force to prevent and the other group from protesting. It is seen that conflicts can lead to violence and death. When one group decides that is all right to use forces to prevent what? To prevent the other group who are all protesting. Okay, children, what do you mean by need to resolve the conflicts? Yes, it is seen that conflicts finally leads to what? Violence and death. Conflicts is nothing but fight, which leads to violence and death. When one group decides that they have all rights to use the forces, that time they prevent to other group from that protesting, isn't it? Okay, children, what is the reason why conflicts arise there? Conflicts arise when people of varied cultures, they are different cultures, religions, regions or economic backgrounds. That times the conflicts arise between those peoples do not get along with each other, or when some among them feel they are being discriminated against that time the conflicts arise there. Then people may use violent methods to settle their differences, leading to the fear and tension among others living in an area. Okay, children, I will ask one question. Who is the responsible for resolving these kind of conflicts? Yes, government is the only responsible for resolving all the conflicts. Then religious processions and celebrations also lead to conflict sometimes. Okay, children, we'll take one example for that. The route of procession takes place may lead to a conflict. The time the government, particularly the police, play an important role in getting the representatives of the concerned communities to meet and try then arrive at a solution. Nevertheless, there is also a fear that violence may be erupt, with people throwing stones or trying to disrupt them with the procession. The police is in charge of ensuring that violence does not take place. Okay, children, what are the needs to resolve the conflicts? At first, it is seen that conflicts can lead to what? Yes, it leads to violence, and it also leads to death also. When one group decides that is all right to use the force to prevent what? Other group from protesting. Okay, children, when the conflicts arise? Yes, conflicts arise when the people of varied cultures, religions, regions or economic backgrounds do not get along with each other, or when some among they feel being discriminated. That time the conflicts will arise there. Who is responsible for that resolving those conflicts? Yes, government is the only responsible for resolving all these kind of conflicts. Then religious processions and celebrations also lead to what? Conflicts sometimes. We'll take one example for that. The route of procession takes place may lead to for conflicts. Then the government, particularly the police, play an important role to getting the representatives of concerned communities. Meanwhile, rivers too can become a source of conflicts between two states or between some other states. If it is begin with one state, it flows through the another ends in a third. Then sharing a river water between different states that the river goes through can become a issue of what? Yes, issue of conflict. Children, are you understand? I'll tell once again. Rivers also to become a source of conflicts between these states. If it begins with one state, it flows through the another states and end in a third state. So, the sharing of river waters between the different states that the river goes through can become a issue of conflicts. Shall I give one example for that? The Kaveri water dispute that broke out between the Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. It is a good example for that. The origins of legal dispute over the Kaveri waters date back to 1892 and by the late 1960s. Both states and central government began to realize the gravity of the situation. As the 50 years run of 1924 agreement was soon coming to an end. The origins of a legal dispute over the Kaveri water date back to 1892 and by the late 1960s. Both states and central government began to realize the gravity of the situation as the 50 years run of the 1924 agreement was soon coming to an end. The water stored in Krishnaraja Dam in Karnataka was used for irrigating a number of districts. This dam is used for irrigating a number of districts and for meeting the needs of, in which area? The city of Bangalore. At the same time, the water stored in Mettur Dam in Tamil Nadu was used in the crops of grown in the delta region of the state. Krishnaraja Dam is in Karnataka is used for irrigating the number of districts. At the same time, Mettur Dam in Tamil Nadu is also used to grown the crops in the delta region. A conflict arose because both dams are on the same river. The downstream dam is in Tamil Nadu could only be filled up with the water is released from the upstream. Upstream is located on which area? Yes, Karnataka. Is leading to water scarcity in one state as both states cannot get much water as they need people in their states. These leads to conflict. The central government has to take some steps to see a fair distribution for workout for both the states. The water stored in Krishnaraja Dam in Karnataka used for what purpose, children? Yes, used for irrigation purpose. The dam is situated in which place? Bangalore. At the same time, water stored in Mettur Dam, that is Mettur Dam in Tamil Nadu, is used for crops grown in the delta region of the state. The downstream dam in Tamil Nadu could be filled with water is released from the upstream. Upstream dam is located in which area? In Karnataka. Are you clear, children? We'll move on to next topic. Next one is equality and justice. The key idea of a democratic government is its commitment of equality and justice, which are inseparable. The earlier practice of untouchability is now banned by law. They were earlier denied education, transport or medical facilities or even the chance to offer prayers. Dr. Ambedkar and many others like him realized that such practices must not be continued and justice can only achieved when people are treated equally. The government also recognized, make and special provisions for the groups within the society who are all unequal. The key idea of democratic government, it is a commitment of equality and justice. Both are inseparable. The earlier practice of untouchability is now banned by what? Banned by some laws, banned. They were earlier denied education, transport or medical facilities or even the chance to offer the prayers. Dr. Ambedkar and many others like Ambedkar realized that such practices must not be continued and justice can only be achieved. When the justice will achieved? When the people are treated equally, that time only the justice will be achieved. The government also recognize and make the special provisions for the groups within the society. Those are unequal. Are you understand, children? Shall I give one quick revision? So far what we discussed, children? At first we discussed about the country South Africa. South Africa is a country of several races. It includes the Afro-American people who belongs to South Africa, then whites who came for their settle, then Indians who came as laborers, traders and so on. Earlier the country was governed by apartheid laws. Okay students, what is mean by apartheid? Apartheid means separation on the basis of what? On the basis of race. Then African people were divided into white and Afro-American, then Indian and other races. According to the law, these races were not allowed to mingle each other, live near each other, or even use the common facilities. Then the African National Congress, a group of people, led the struggle against the apartheid. What is mean by apartheid? Once again you may tell. Yes, apartheid means the separation on the basis of race. And their most well-known leader Nelson Mandela also fought for the apartheid system for several years. Finally, they succeeded in the year of 1994. Then only the South Africa became a democratic country. Because why it is called as democratic country means because in which people, the people who are living in all races were considered to be equal. That time only that country is called as democratic country. Next one is participation. In that what we discussed, why do we conduct elections, regular elections? It was already discussed in the previous chapter also. The people want to make decisions in a democracy. People elect the leaders to represent them via elections. These leaders also can take part in the decisions on the behalf of whom? Behalf of the people. It is believed that the representatives will keep in the mind of voices and the interest of the people. Every government has some fixed point. In India it is for how many years children? Only for 5 years. The government want to stay there. Stay there is nothing but want to continue the power. Then they have been re-elected by the people for another 5 years. Then only they will continue that power. Next we discuss about the other ways of participating. What are the other ways children? Yes, the process of the government by taking an interest in its operations and criticizing when it requires. In that one we saw an example that about electricity. Then next one is need to resolve the conflicts. Conflicts lead to violence and what? Death. When one group decides that has all rights to use force, then to prevent the other group from the what? Protesting. Conflicts arise when people of varied cultures, when conflicts were arised, the conflicts were arised when the people of varied cultures, regions, religions or economic backgrounds, they do not get along with each other. When some of them being feel discriminated against, that people have some violent methods to settle their differences, then leading to fear and tension among others living in an area. The government is responsible for resolving the conflicts. Who is the main responsible for resolving conflicts? Yes, the only government. Government is the only responsible for resolving the conflicts. Next one is religious processions and celebrations also lead to what? Conflicts. For some times only it leads to conflicts. The government, particularly the police, play an important role as getting the representatives and the concerned communities to meet and try arrive at a solution. Then rivers, we discuss about the rivers. Rivers also to become a source of conflicts between the states. In that we saw an example for that. If it begins with one state, the river begins with one state, then flows through the another state, then ends in a next state. The sharing of water between the different states, that the different rivers goes through, same river goes through different areas, can become an issue of conflict. An example is given that the Kaveri water dispute that broke out between the Karnataka and Tamil Nadu is a good example for that. At last one is equality and justice. The key idea of a democratic government, it is a commitment of equality and justice. The equality and justice are both are inseparable only. The earlier practice of untouchability is now banned by laws. They were earlier denied education, transport, medical facilities, or even the chance to offer the prayers. Then Dr. Ambedkar and many others like Ambedkar realized that such practices must not be continued, and justice can only be achieved when people are treated equally. Are you clear, children? The government also recognizes and makes a special provisions for the groups within this society. The people who are all unequal, that time the government also recognizes, make some provisions for the groups, for some society in that. The government also recognize make some special provisions for groups within the society who are all unequal. Are you clear, children? Okay, children, next we'll revise question and answers from this chapter. First question, name the various races that live in South Africa. The various races that lives in South Africa are, one is black people, then whites, then Indians. Indians who came as laborers and traders, then whites who came there for settle, then black who belongs to South Africa. Once again I will repeat, the black people who belongs to South Africa, then white who came there to settle, then the Indians who came as laborers, traders, and so on. Okay, children, we'll move on to second question. What are apartheid laws? In general, what is meant by apartheid? In general, apartheid means separation on the basis of race. Okay, children, we'll move on to that question. South Africa was earlier governed by apartheid laws. That time South Africa people were divided into different types. One is white, then black, Indian, and colored races. According to that law, which law? Apartheid law. These races were not allowed to mingle each other or to live near each other or even use common facilities. Are you clear, children? South Africa first governed by some apartheid laws. Then what is meant by apartheid laws? Separation on the basis of race. According to that, first South African people are divided into different categories. What are that categories? Means white, black, then Indian, and some colored races. According to that apartheid laws, the races were not allowed to mingle each other or to live near each other or even use the common facilities. Okay. Are you clear, children? We'll move on to next question. Write a note on the African National Congress. The African National Congress is a group of people who led the struggle against the system of what? Yes, against the system of apartheid. What does mean by apartheid, children? Apartheid means separation on the basis of race. Dr. Nelson Mandela was their first leader. The struggle got intensified under his leadership. He brought the apartheid system for several years. Finally, the system was abolished in the year of 1994. Then only the South Africa became a democratic country in which the people who are all living in that South Africa of all races were considered to be equal. The African National Congress is a group of people led the struggle against the apartheid laws. What does mean by apartheid again? As the separation on the basis of what? On the basis of races. And their most important well-known leader, who is that leader? The Nelson Mandela fought for the apartheid system for several years. Finally, he succeeded in which year, ma? Yes, finally they succeeded in the year of 1994. Then only the South Africa became a democratic country. Why it is called as democratic country means in which the people who are all living in that South Africa, They may be either white or black or Indians and so on. Those people are considered to be equal. Then only the country will be called as a democratic country. Do you understand, children? Okay, children, we'll move on to next question. Question number 4. Explain the key ideas of a democratic government. First one is all people should be equal before the what? Before the law. Then justice to all. Then opportunities for equal education to all. Then abolition of discriminations. Then equal status to all religions. At last, the abolition of untouchability. What are the key ideas of a democratic government? First one is all people are equal. Then justice to all. And opportunities for equal education to all. Fourth one is abolition of discriminations. Then equal status to all the religions. And last one is abolition of untouchability. Children, are you clear? We'll move on to next question. Next question is, list 5 ways in which the non-whites were discriminated against. What is the question? List 5 ways in which the non-whites were discriminated against. Non-whites were not allowed to vote. What is the first point? Non-whites were not allowed to vote. Next one is there were separate trains and buses for them. Then third one is hospitals were also separate for them. An ambulance meant for white people would always be well equipped with some modern facilities, while other mean black was not there. Do you understand this point, children? What it means is ambulance is used for white people only, comparing to that black people. They are discriminated by this way. That white people ambulance have some modern facilities while comparing to that black. Next last point is the best land in the country was reserved for the white people and non-white had to live on the worst available land. Do you understand this point, children? The best land is allocated for only the white people only. The other non-white peoples are allocated for the worst land only. Once again, I will repeat all the points. First one is non-whites are not allowed to vote. Then they have the separate trains and buses. Then the hospitals also separate for them. Then ambulance also separate for white and black people. That white people have the best ambulance service comparing to the black people. Then white people also having the best land in a country comparing to non-white peoples. Okay, children, do you understand? We'll move on to next question. Answer type questions. How do rivers become a source of conflict between states? First, river can become a source of conflict between states. A river begins in one state and flows through the another states and end in a third state. The sharing of river water between the different states that the river goes through is becoming a issue of conflict. Then one take example for that. Kaveri water distribute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. The water stored in Krishnasahar Dam in Karnataka is used for irrigating a number of districts and for meeting the needs of the districts, needs of the city in Bangalore. The water stored in Mettur Dam in Tamil Nadu is used for crops grown in the delta region of the state. A conflict arises between both dams on the same river. The downstream dam in Tamil Nadu can only fill up water and released from the upstream. Upstream is located in Karnataka. Therefore, both states can't get much water as they needed for people in their states. So it leads to conflict. Now it is the job of the central government to step in that see a fair distribution is worked on both the states. Are you understand, children? How do rivers become a source of conflict between the states? First one is river is a main source of conflict between the states. First it begins with one state, then flows through the another state and ends with the third state. Then sharing of water, the sharing of river water between these states, rivers goes through becoming an issue of conflict. We'll take one example for that. One is Kaveri water distribute between the Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. The water stored in Krishnasagar Dam in Karnataka is used for what purpose? Yes, that state is used for irrigating purpose. Number of states, irrigating the number of districts and for meeting the needs of city of Bangalore. Then the water stored in Mettur Dam in Tamil Nadu is used for crops grown in the delta region of the state. Then a conflict again arises both the dams on the same river. The downstream dam in Tamil Nadu can only filled up with water if upstream released after only the downstream will be filled. Upstream is located in Karnataka. Therefore, both states can't get much water as they needed for the people in their states. So it leads to what? Conflict. Central government take a step to see a fair distribution is worked out for both the states. I hope you all understand this chapter clearly. Thank you, students.